Happy Saturday, Sooner Nation. Welcome back to the Sooner Surge, a podcast that tells it like it is. Here for a little post-game softball video as the Oklahoma Sooner softball team wins the first game of the weekend. This one against a cross-state opponent in Tulsa University by a score of 8-0. Another run rule for the Sooners. And this one, kind of the same rhythm that the Sooners have been doing lately, which is great pitching, this time by Kirsten Deal, allowing 2 hits, 3 runners total over the 5 innings pitched, although Isabella Smith came in and got 2 strikeouts out of the 3 batters she faced in the 5th inning. Sooners get the win 8-0. Led at the plate by Cassidy Pickering with the deep home run to center, and then just a lot of good timely hitting.
Yeah, you talk about the timely hitting, and Ella Parker. It's a name we're going to say maybe 1,000 times this year, Jeremy. Just the incredible talent she is. She got it started, a 3-run double. It was one of the more impressive hits I think I've seen, how that ball was able to stay fair. And then also just one player that I came away super impressed with how they played today was Gabby Garcia, Jeremy. I thought she played well. And, I think you just continue to see these young players, Jeremy, as we've talked about in many of the videos so far this year, just the experience they're gaining. You're seeing them get more comfortable. You saw Isabella Emmerling. She got a hit today as well. So you really saw everyone get it done, Jeremy. And I think just 1 through 9, as this team continues to develop, you see players continue to learn. And just different players, different lineup combinations start to get all that cohesion with one another. It's just the beginning of what can be a really scary team. And also, it was really weird, Jeremy, I'm not going to lie, being out there today at Love's Field and not seeing the likes of a Jada Coleman and T.R.I. Jennings, but also was super exciting and fun to see all these new players play.
Yeah, it's a new era in Norman, and it's the same results, win after win after win. Sooners remaining undefeated. It was nice. I saw the hit and run that Sydney Barker had was great. As she now they reviewed that, she got called out at first, but it was a great hit and run there. And then defensively, Abby Dayton with a phenomenal Jada Coleman-esque catch in center field today, and defense was great. Started early on the defensive side because Kirsten Deal allowed the runner in the first inning with the leadoff walk. And immediately following that, you had Gabby Garcia to Agbayani to Sanders for the 6-4-3 double play, turned it right over. And then Kirsten Deal gets a strikeout to end the first, and the Sooners are ready to roll as they go up to the plate. But, yeah, I know you were at the game, Jackson. Little cooler temps, but the ball was still flying with Cassidy Pickering's deep ball. A lot of people thought Cassidy Pickering may be in a little bit of a slump, but obviously not. After today, she had a double and a 3-run bomb. Looked really good and really across the board. I thought they looked impressive across the board. And you got the rest of this weekend now. What it looks like is you got Wichita State tomorrow, and then you got the doubleheader with Bowling Green and Abilene Christian on Monday. But Kirsten Deal, good again. Another great outing by Kirsten Deal.
Yeah, and you talk about Deal specifically. I think we've harped on this a ton. Is last year we thought maybe was the year for Deal to break out. This year, I think you're starting to see her get more of those starts, especially early in the season. She's pitching extremely well, Jeremy. She continues to use the change of pace, and I think that's something in which you can see that will be effectively used by Jen Rocha and Patty Gasso all year long with this staff is you can go from a Peyton Monticelli who's going to you with more of the gas and probably more of a rubber ball style. And then you can go to a pitcher like an Isabel Smith or a Sam Landry who are going to drop the ball more and do all that and just really switch things up, Jeremy, in which Oklahoma, I think it's so unique that they can attack you with 5 to 6 different arms. And Audrey Lowry, we've seen her a couple times. You haven't got to see much of her yet, but I think she would get the opportunity to probably pitch on Monday against one of those 2 teams. And I think that this pitching staff, top to bottom, it might be just how it looks early in the season, might just be the best in the country from top to bottom, just because there's depth. Where you have Isabel, she came from Campbell in which she was dominant. Sam Landry, she's been dominant early in the season. Kirsten Deal been really, really good. Audrey Lowry, the opportunity she's gotten, and also Peyton Monticelli, the opportunity she's gotten as well, Jeremy. So there's so many different ways we're going to be able to see Oklahoma tag teams this year.
Yeah, Bella Smith today had the rise ball going, has a nasty curve, so confident in the pitch. But, man, I tell you, so many shutouts. They've had 2 perfect games. One thing that stands out to me is they just aren't giving teams based on balls. Their control from this staff has been elite. I know Kirsten Dill gave up a walk, but look at the pitch count of the Sooner pitchers this early in the season. I know the tests haven't been great in the opponents, but they're going to see plenty of good tests in the SEC. But I just really like what we're seeing from the pitching staff. Sydney Sanders at first, Nellie Mack on the hot corner. There's just not a lot of areas. It was nice to see Tia Malloy came in, beat one out there on first base. Just another great win for the Sooner softball team, and it's going to be interesting. I think the next 3 games, Jackson, this is my personal opinion, it's going to be Bella Smith, Sam Landry, and Audrey Lowry. Monticelli may be in some mop-up time, but I think they're going to go with those 4 when they have 4 games in a weekend like this. Last weekend, it was Kirsten Dill to start, and then I believe Bella Smith came next. So I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow, but they could throw Sam Landry tomorrow or Audrey Lowry. I wouldn't be shocked, but I look for them to go with those 4.
Yeah, and talking about some of those players that came in, had the opportunity to hit, Jeremy, I thought that Maya Bland, she had a heck of a swing. It was a fly out to center field. Great swing. I think she's someone we were talking about early in the season that could potentially sneak into the lineup. Tia Malloy, you see the flashes with the swing she has, the athleticism she has, Jeremy. She has a chance to be, her ceiling's ultra high, and she's super, super young, a true freshman. So you would expect her to slowly be worked into the lineup. And it's something that I think is been really good with how Gasso has been approaching all this is she's not forcing players into the lineup too early. She's just allowing them really to go out there and play their game, use different players in different spots. And I think that's something we probably will see a lot of the season till probably SEC play starts, is you'll just see so many different lineups. And I know I don't know how many different players we've seen play so far, but it's been a ton this year. And there's a lot of names that I know are going to be hungry to make most of their opportunity. And Maya Bland, as I said, with her swing, that's maybe a encouraging sign that her offense is really starting to come along. And Tia Malloy as well. Cheney Helton, Sydney Barker, she started today, so she had some solid swings as well. So it's just there's a lot of freshmen and sophomores, Jeremy, that are continuing to grow, in which they're going to need them to step up in the postseason. And I know I have to say this again. What we're seeing Ella Parker do this year, batting almost 700 through 11 games, Jeremy, that's very uncommon. And I know she's probably got to be the early front runner for National Player of the Year. I know we're only 11 games through the season, but I think we talked about this even last year at points. We think she has a chance to be one of the greats to here at Oklahoma, and she's showing why she's on that path. And I think whenever you talk about the face of Oklahoma softball right now on this year's team, I think the first name you have to talk about is Ella Parker, with just what she's doing.
100%. She's finding any way she needs to get on base, all different ways. But the Sooners kind of found a recipe for success, and that's putting 8 on the board and holding the other team to 0, because they've done that about 3 or 4 times this year. It's another run rule for the Sooner softball team. They'll be back in action tomorrow against Wichita State. Thanks for watching the content here at the Sooner Surge. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. You hit the like and comment on this video, and check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com for all your officially licensed Oklahoma apparel. Use code SURGE, get 10% off the Shirt of the Month Club. Thanks, Jackson. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another post-game reaction video. This time, the Sooner softball team gets it done 8-0 against Tulsa. We'll see you next time, Sooner Nation.